But I would love to get your perspective on these last few years.
Well, yes, our friend Joachim, who founded Vedicinals.com, is a high-level pro who developed a Vedic natural solution to COVID, actually, and we were closely involved with a lot of the very high-level research on that. Point being that I think one of the things that happened in terms of actually benefiting the species is as more and more people became aware of the role of your aura and your charge bubble in maintaining your health and immune system, which really relates to the question of who has a soul. When people said, well, their pet, it didn't even recognize them anymore after the vaccination because their aura dissociated. Well, they began to scratch their heads and wonder, And actually, the people who measure that, the advanced geobiology schools, Stefan Cardinot and the group here in South France, what they measure the displacement of the center of the aura, which is a plasma bubble, from the vertical axis of the center of the body, as in, are you beside yourself today? And that got people thinking, if a vaccine can affect my ability of my aura to stay in my body, oops, what does that mean in terms of, can I lucid dream? Do I have a soul? Do I take memory through death? Maybe whoever invented that vaccine doesn't know what a soul is. Oops, maybe an electrical engineer should tell them. So I agree about some awakening. And by the way, we have a very specific electrical engineer's description of soul after we learned that the frequency signature of our Therify.net plasma frequently triggered lucid dreaming, and the medical literature frequencies which are known to trigger lucid dreaming fit the cascade we use, which is called phase conjugate implosion. So plasma that makes your aura centripetal helps trigger lucid dreams. What does that mean, given the fact that if you can lucid dream, it's a relatively good indicator you're going to take something at the moment of death. So we believe the physics here is that the centripetal compression of phase conjugate plasma, Therify.net, but Bliss is also very good for this. But whatever causes your aura to get centripetal, that squeezing process converts the transverse EMF at the center of the compression, where pine cones kiss noses, and at that Planck threshold, called PlanckFire.com, my new book, at that Planck threshold where the squeezing is completed, the implosion in the aura, your aura emits coherent directional longitudinal EMF. Your light body literally predicting medically whether you will lucid dream and thus take memory through death and thus have a soul. So what the ancients called Kesjan body or Ba from the Ka or rainbow light body, now we electrical engineers have a language, coherent longitudinal EMF, incorrectly called scalar. When your body is radiating coherently, you embed in that field, that array, the dreaming tracks, soul lines. And that's what a soul is. And electrical engineers can measure it. Hello. Now, if the people who invented, like, the neural link from Elon Musk or the vaccine, if they knew what a soul is, maybe they would have to take into consideration ...